What is up, YouTube? This is Andrew24Wow here with a tutorial for ARMA 3, and this tutorial is going to be how to fly a helicopter. So right now we have a Wildcat, or I believe so, and it is one of the newer vehicles in the ARMA 3 vehicle list, and it is for independent. And this vehicle, if you guys did not recognize, was from the British DLC from ARMA 2. So make sure to check that out if you want to see a different version of it. This is the standard one. I feel like this helicopter should not have guns because it looks more of a personnel carrying type helicopter. So let's get started in this tutorial. I'm gonna teach you guys how to land and how to emergency land in this game, because emergency landing might be the most common thing you might face usually when you're playing in this type of game, or you're in a clan or whatever the hell you guys do. So we're gonna be landing at over here right now. Let me find the landing zone. Let me see. There's usually landing zones on the map, guys, so look for it. They're called LZ, and I know there's an LZ Connor around here, but I just forget where it is usually. Oh, there it is. So LZ Connor is at grid 029018, and usually in a clan or anything like that, it is or anywhere in places. If you're the people on the ground, you can always mark it as LZ, and then the pilot knows where you are, and they can fly to you. So that's our landing zone, and we have our helicopter right here. And I'm gonna let you guys look at my controls right now because I configure them to my liking. These are all my controls for every game that has like a helicopter or anything like that. So I really recommend it if you have personal preferences. So here, just so you can follow with me. Ignore the red. That means there's two keys for it, and I like having two keys usually. So my mouse is to go down, which means it goes forward. It the nose goes down, and that actually makes it go faster, etc., etc. There's a bunch of stuff there. Okay, so after took a screenshot or pause the video, we're gonna exit out of that, and we're gonna start the helicopter. So my helicopter start key is W, as in the prompt before in the menu. So to exit out of third person, you press enter on your keyboard. It is on the right side of the keyboard, that giant enter. Can't miss it, guys. Okay, we're gonna go. Oh, okay, I'm fixing the mic, and we're gonna start lifting. Takes a good few seconds, and that's the rest of the squad. And, okay, as you see, there's my nose going up. So let's review the controls right now before we start going to high altitudes and rough terrain. So forward, that's backwards. Forward, left, right. Okay. So let's start, and the landing zone is on the south side of the map. So I'm gonna turn around. To free look, you press Alt on your keyboard on the left side, and that should optimize it a lot. A lot of people like using third person or first person. It's your personal preference. Personally, I like using both, but when landing, I like using third because it is more efficient and much more easier to see, more visible. So we're heading there. I'm trying to gain altitude first, and so let's see. Seem to gain enough altitude, and now if you want to go slow and take your time because you have time, you can just stay like this. You'll eventually get there, but most people just like tilting it a little bit forward. As you see in the speed, it's increasing delicately, especially with this helicopter. This helicopter is a slow moving helicopter, it's not that fast. Shut up. Okay, so to release your countermeasures, you press G. Basically, those are flares, and those are for locking rockets that lock onto you. So if you press that, rockets are usually heat signatured, and so when you press that, those are heat signatures in the air. So it confuses the rocket and launches at that usually. Sometimes it may miss or it'll hit your area. That might damage the helicopter. So now that we're approaching our landing zone, I'm gonna be like 1 kilometer out, and I don't know. I don't like using this system. So once you get there, you start decreasing. You start putting your nose in the air, because that usually decreases your altitude and your speed. Now you're just gonna approach it slowly, If you're in a rush, you should just get there already and try turning on auto hover. But I don't like using auto hover for that reason, because it is so much slower and it's not that tactical and can screw up your landing sometimes if you move your mouse a lot. So you have to kind of hit left and right from your landing zone, because if your landing zone's on the right to a little bit more, then you're gonna have to hit your right and then hit your left. Basically stabilize the movement of the helicopter. So there's our landing zone, and we're just gonna ease it in. You're gonna be at least at 20 kilometers. And go, guys, and a little bit there. And your final nose up, and then nose down. That's the method I like using. A lot of people just like going nose down. And you're gonna slide a little bit, guys. But if you get it right, you won't slide. Don't be too perfectionist, because you will not nail every landing you get. There you go. Slid like an inch, but that's not that bad, guys. So to turn off your engine, you're just gonna there, or you can just exit. But if you just want to stay in your helicopter, you can just do it like that. And start up, you just press the W key, and now I'm gonna show you how to do it with auto hover. And that is more of the new player method, because it is so much simpler, but yet it's people discriminate you for that, because that's kind of newish in a way, because you don't know how to land yet. And after this video, you should and know how to fly. And after that, after the auto hover, then I'll teach you guys how to maneuver and stuff through the mountains and crap like that. So if you want to turn around fast, you can also use auto hover. It's like multi-use basically, and you just turn around your helicopter, and there you go. But as you see, you're gonna sway all over the damn place steadily. It's weird. Okay, so now when you're auto hovering, you can brush the hell out of this place. But then when you auto hover, it's gonna take a while, because it has to go a little bit faster. So I'm kind of rushing. There you go. As you see, you kind of go a little bit more. Now you can land. Then, as I said, you sway a ton when you do this. You see, you're going all over the place, and it does not help when you press left or right, because it just makes it worse. As you see, the rotor, everything goes crazy, but eventually you'll get there, and there you go, smooth landing. So either way is your way, but I'm just saying, auto hover is not the best way if you're trying to get a more precise landing, but it'll take a lot of practice before you get a really precise landing. Now let's talk about maneuvering. So usually when I maneuver, I like going into first person, and that's usually the standard thing, because you don't have that much field of view, but you can actually see what's in front of you, which is actually pretty crucial. Okay, so you see Air Station Mike 26 right there. I believe it's 26. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that crap, but we're gonna increase altitude. But as you can see, our altitude's increasing. There's actually measurements right there, or measuring systems, or tools, or whatever the hell we call it. So I'm just gonna show you in third person, but I would usually be in first person. You can free look too. There you go. Stabilize it. I think the most important thing when you maneuver is you always have to stabilize right after, like this. You have to get in a steady position. You have to increase altitude. When you increase altitude, that basically is like lowering your chances of crashing and getting shot at. But if you want to get across the island very fast, then hell, you're gonna have to go really low. When I talk about really low, I mean like maybe 100 meters below surface. But kind of high, actually, maybe 50. But since Stratus, because I'm using Stratus because it makes my game less laggy, even though I can try to run that list, but there's something too interesting in that list, and I'm more familiarized with Stratus, actually. So, when you go low, it is most recommended you go low in the ocean. Because the ocean, there is no damn mountains. You can go as fast as you can possibly want, but you just have to watch the water, and there's actually like a trick where it like seems like the water is so far, but it's actually like right there, like an inch away. So you have to increase altitude and put your nose down at the same time. You can try to get our max speed right here. Usually this is where you determine how fast your helicopter goes. but I kind of want to demonstrate a crash. As you can see, they're just kind of still high. Okay, now guys, I want to teach you guys about emergency landings, and that'll be the last part of this video. So we're going to go back to Air Station Mike, and I'm going to tell you what happens when you stall. Okay, what stalling is it makes your helicopter kind of just stay in one area and it slowly decreases. It's basically, you don't have enough power to go higher, and you cannot stall in midair. That is really bad, guys. You're going to have to eject most likely. Okay, so let's try stalling, and I'll try to tell you how you can do this. Okay, so basically when you emergency land, it's kind of difficult in a way, because this game is much, in Arma 2 there was a little bit of leeway when you emergency land. Your helicopter might survive a 50 meter drop, but now if you are high and all that stuff, then don't expect to survive. Engine off. Okay, so say your engine automatically fails when you got shot at. You're basically going down. Look at the meter thing. You got time. You got a lot of time. Or you can just eject. There's no way of surviving this, guys. Okay, if your helicopter starts, most likely it might happen. You have to, don't bring your nose up, or bring your nose up actually. Just try to do that so you can land. And there you go. You get stabilized when you bring your nose up, because all that force that was making you go down is now back, like gone. So now you can put your nose up, and your helicopter will go back to normal and stabilize again. So there you go, guys. Let me just show you how to crash a helicopter. So if you really want to kill somebody, kamikaze, or whatever the hell you want to do with this helicopter, you can break this $18 million thing and crash it. So let's go. Countermeasures. Way stalled. Oh, okay. I don't know why. It's natural instinct for me now to avoid anything I'm close to. Okay. That is an example of intense maneuvering when you are literally... my helicopter was not that far from the ground, and that happens, guys. I assume you should just exit the game if you have a bunch of crap. Put your nose up if you're going above mountains, if you're climbing them, and you're at low altitudes. You're basically just following the terrain generation and how it moves and how the mountains are wavy and stuff like that. So, yeah. I'm trying to crash, but I'm not trying to crash intentionally. I just want to crash. And I may say this again, fun fact, trees can kill you. Before in Arma 2, I believe there was a little bit more, like, it was more easier not to get killed by a tree, but now if you hit like a leaf, then you're dead. So, that concludes this tutorial, guys. You can do emergency landing, fast landing, using that auto hover, my keyboard. Yeah, it looks weird how you land, but... And there you go. There's that 3 inches. 3 inches. It's more like a mile. Fucking sliding. That was the exaggeration. And let's tell our team to disembark. Get the hell out of here. And that's a little fun fact right there. To disembark, you just do that on top. Drop their squad down. Usually when you're landing like that, you just... Oh shit! No, you're gonna die. So when you get out fast in extraction, you usually have to just throw your countermeasures if you're in a hot zone, because usually you're just gonna get shot while idling on the ground. So always launch your countermeasures anywhere. And best recommended, you do this when you launch your countermeasures. You go to the left and right, or you turn auto hover on if you're trying to land. And look at this. Basically, that just led it somewhere else. You're a ghost helicopter now. You ghosted out of the missiles away. Anyways, I'll conclude this tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This is going to be exactly 15 minutes long. No,